Right around the start of the pandemic, I thought, well, I'm going to be home. I'm going to be locked down in my apartment. I might as well make the best use of my time.
I was Googling some stuff and I actually went to the WOZ U site itself. I read through it and, I saw they're doing JavaScript. Oh, I see they're doing React. And, so I was like, I got a little excited and made the choice. That was pretty simple, pretty easy.
I was on Instagram actually. And then I came across data science program. It was through Entity, but then they're like, oh, we're gonna connect you with Southern Career Institute.
So I began to investigate programs and I stumbled across WOZ U just doing some research. And it seemed that WOZ U provided the best fit for me from a program standpoint.
Like, they were telling how mentorship and how the instructors are so friendly and approachable. And like, I didn't see many reviews on Google. So I was like, how do I, compare different programs? And they're like, they might teach you the same thing, but it's mainly like the mentorship.
So I knew what I was looking for when I went in there in regards to what I was trying to do. And in reality, most of the courses that you guys provide on the site is actually stuff that I actually want to do.
I love to ask questions. I love to know what's going on. Here is another place where I can do all of that. And then I get to learn how to answer my own question.
There's no like dilly-dallying around, no games playing. It's just like, hey, you have 33 weeks to get this done. Get it done.
So I took an assessment through the mobile app that WOZ U has, and I did well enough to be considered. And right after I completed the assessment, I would say within 30 minutes, I received a phone call from one of the admissions representatives.
It was very straightforward and smooth. I interviewed with Entity first. It was like the first interview, and then they kind of like ask you like, what's your goal and like, why are you interested in data science and all that.
Honestly, mine started that day and ended. To me, it ended that day. To me, it was pretty simple. I mean, besides getting the documentation, and I had no major issues, no hiccups, none of that stuff. Everything was just smooth.
And she was interested in speaking to me further about what my goals were, what I was trying to do, where I hoped to, see myself in, following the program and just ultimately why I wanted to even go through it to begin with. And really that kind of kicked off the admissions process.
I got an email for the second interview and I was like, okay, I guess this is happening.
It was a very simple process. It took, no more than a day or two to get through the entire process.
I started teaching myself before I started at WOZ U. And so what I learned from the outside was a little advanced compared to what WOZ U was teaching. And I understood why it is they were doing it that way.
I have a better understanding now. It's like, I know I could get half of it done without any help, where before it was like a foreign language. I didn't understand what I was doing.
They say that like you should at least put in, 20 hours per week. So I try to put in, like at least like 2 to 3 hours every day towards doing those lessons.
It allowed you to spend time on several different languages, several different processes, several different fields of study. So it wasn't focused so heavily on one particular area. There's a lot of flexibility that WOZ U provides that some of the others don't.
It wasn't bad. They break it down where it's easy to understand. They really don't go too fast. At first you think they're going to, but it's broken down enough to where once you put all those steps together, it all comes together and it makes perfect sense.
Nobody's going to start to learn calculus before they know how to, do simple multiplication, right? Everything started to make sense to me. All the advanced stuff started to make sense. WOZ U helped it make sense because they started from the ground up.
And they've been tremendously helpful in making sure that I'm prepared, that I've properly updated my resume and my social profiles and all of those things to make sure that I'm ready to begin the job search process.
So after this, I plan on, getting a couple internships possibly paid internships. That's not going to be, I'm not going to turn that down.